You three have some serious explaining as to why the hell you're down here. Breaking into school property?
We wanted to find Paul. We had an idea and wanted to do our own investigation.
No. I don't think either one of you know what the hell you did. This is highly illegal.
We're the ones that found the body. What are you freaking out at us for?
Look, I'm glad y'all found the body. However, how you went about it is going to get y'all in some serious trouble. Even potential jail time.
Sheriff, Mr. Brooks needs to be present before any further questioning. It is school policy. We could talk about all this tomorrow during school and where we are going from here.
We're going to do some investigating on the body, so I hope you three haven't touched anything. Otherwise, you just implicated yourself in a potential murder.
I do want to, however, express gratitude for the three of you finding Paul.
You do realize they only found the body, not the head?
I am very well aware, Teague.
Hello. The sheriff has a couple of questions for you three. Since you broke into the school late at night, it is trespassing. We are also aware that you got into Paul's room. While inherently not a crime, is up to disciplinary action, which will be discussed at a later time. With this being said, the school is not pressing charges. We ran DNA on the body and didn't find any on it linking any of you three to a potential crime. I will hand this over to Teague. I am here present since you three don't have legal parents or guardians. And by school policy, one is required to be present. And by nature, since I am the counselor also, I am the aforementioned guardian.
Mr. Brooke is correct. The school had every right to pursue charges. After all, you three are old enough to know that a second-degree trespassing is a crime punishable up to under a year in prison and a fine of $1,000. So be very thankful I am not in charge of the school as well, otherwise you three would have been convicted.
We're very thankful you aren't in charge of the school.
Personally, John, I would wait to speak until you're asked to. You don't want to get into any more trouble than you already are in.
Yes, sir.
Now, I have to ask, what made y'all check the basement? There were no mentions of a basement in any records of the new school building. Hell, to my knowledge, after the old school was destroyed, so were the records of it. At least, public records.
Well, the internet is a very interesting place, officer. And Mr. Brooke, you'll find a lot more on it than you think.
Steven is right. We found the layout of the school online and found two places that they intersect. It was the art room. Now, why the art room? I have no idea.
And from there, we went into the painting, which we can't explain, and found Paul's body there. Once we saw the body, we called 911 immediately.
Which I am thankful you did call us instead of doing any more snooping. But what led y'all to the basement in the first place?
Honestly, kind of a wild goose chase. But it began when we went through Paul's room and found a notebook sitting on a desk with a page torn out of it. Since the trash hadn't been ran yet, we went through it and found the note that was missing from the notebook. In the note, it mentioned the basement as well as a hint where we could find the location, and that is what led us to where we are now.
Well, I think John just summed it up wonderfully, except for the awesome part of me, the internet detective, doing my part. I lined up the old blueprint of the school with the new one and found out the basement was a for sure real place, as mentioned in the note. With this information, we made our plan and went into the basement, which is where we made the unfortunate discovery of Paul's body.
I see. And instead of going to the police and having us take a look into it, you did it why?
Honestly, Sheriff, I don't trust you or the department as far as I can throw you.
Okay, John, that's enough out of you. Go sit outside.
Is there any other information y'all may have?
No, Sheriff. That's all we have.
Okay. With all this being said, please stay out of this. This is a job for the adults to deal with. Be kids. Do not get involved in this. You two stay put. I'm gonna have a word with John. Donald, it's okay if you stay here. I won't be long. I don't know what your problem is, boy, but you have an attitude problem and I need you to check it. This is bigger than you. You don't need to be getting involved. This could get you killed. Stay out of it, John.
No matter what happens, I'm too invested to quit now. Let's stick together and find out what the hell happened to Paul Rogers.
You know, with those kids poking their heads where they don't belong, you should hire an informant, Johnson. A spy, per se.
Already ahead of you, Teague. I'm firing the math teacher so he can't collect his benefits from the school, which will, albeit, suck for his home life. I don't really care. Now, who? I don't know. We have a few people on speed dial who owe me a favor.
With this next election cycle coming up, the town needs to be in fear. So you can keep your job, Teague. Might I suggest we bring on Jason Myers?
Come to think of it, Jason does owe me for letting him borrow some money to move here in the first place many years ago.
Another must die soon.
You better figure this shit out, or it'll be your heads on my desk. Do I make myself clear?
Well, we aren't going to jail, so that is kind of nice.
You worry way too much, Steven.
I mean, to give Steven credit, we did kind of break into his school late at night. I don't necessarily blame the guy.
But what did the worrying change? Absolutely nothing. Though, John, you should really learn when to shut up.
I mean, I kind of thought it was funny.
Funny? Yes. Right time for a funny joke? No.
I mean, any time is the right time, just not the right audience.
Someday, John, I really want you to hear yourself talk. Just listen. You'd really shock yourself.
Would it kill you to not be a dick?
Not to pick sides, but John, you really could learn a thing or two if you would just think before you speak.
Whatever, okay. I just got a text from the school. It looks like a mass SMS message.
Huh, it feels like I got the same message, but you just go ahead and read it out loud.
Dear students of Greenmont High, it is with great sadness that we announce that math teacher Gabriel White is being let go. But we are happy to announce that you won't be without a teacher for long. Longtime alumni Jason Myers will be taking his place. He looks forward to teaching and meeting you all very soon. Principal Johnson.
Odd. Mr. White was always a pretty good math teacher. I wonder why he's being let go.
All weird teachers are named Gabriel. Don't you know this?
I mean, yeah, but it seems a little weird. He was a teacher here for almost 20 years. He rarely interacted with any students outside of work. If he did, he'd just say hi to them. They saw him outside of work, but he just kind of just kept to himself. I saw him at the Retro Dine a couple times, and he just sat in the corner and just waved and smiled, and that was it.
You have to admit, though, Jason Myers is kind of a funny name. I mean, Halloween and the 13th? I mean, it's kind of funny.
Oh, what? Are you too cool to say the full name?
Would you shut up, man?
Tiffany, to be fair, it is funny.
God, both of you are idiots.
On another note, I just got a text about a town hall meeting happening at the school auditorium later tonight.
Should we go? I mean, wouldn't it raise a little suspicion?
Well, John, we are part of the Greenie. Actually, it'd be the least suspicious thing we've done since we've been trying to figure this out. What's happening at Greenmont High is the perfect cover story. This is happening at Greenmont High, is it not? Plus, we might get some more details on what happened. Well, not very explicit details, but still details nonetheless.
You know, you have a very valid point, Tiffany. Okay, so what time is it, Steven?
It's at 7:30 p.m. in the school auditorium.
Okay, well, it's a little after 4, so let's meet up around 6ish and go over the plan for tonight. In my infinite wisdom, I want us to sit near the front. It'll be great for our cover, getting the real scoop of what's going on at Greenmont. For example, Paul Rogers murdered.
John, seriously, what the hell is wrong with you?
Come on, I'm kidding.
Just shut up, you two, and let's just go. We'll sit wherever you want to sit, John.
Yay.
Thank you all so much for coming. We have some news we'd like to make to you in person rather than announcing it online or local television. We're also open to questions after I get over what's on the agenda for tonight. First off, we are increasing security around the school. We're gonna have at least 2 armed resource officers working around the clock to protect our kids, who we value most dear. Secondly, I am increasing police resources to the cause of Paul Rogers. We will find who did this and get to the bottom of it. I ask you not to take matters into your own hands. This is a matter for the police only. We already spoke to the family in private and they explicitly said they only want the police involved, as civilian methods could lead to needless bloodshed. Third of all, I myself will be working long days and nights, and I will not rest until this monster is caught. I open the floor to questions. We have time to answer a few. I know our skull paper is here, the Greenie. We appreciate what you do in keeping the school informed to your classmates who are unable to attend.
Has the police been prepared if this is the return of the Greenmont slasher?
No, I don't believe he is coming back. In fact, I think it's going to be the media that causes a panic. Feel free to think that, but if a panic breaks out, just know it's your fault.
Okay, to be fair, the name is kinda funny.
I knew she'd come around, Steven.
Just took her long enough.
Since when did you become the asshole?
I don't know, I've been hanging around John too long, apparently.
Shut up.
Oh, by the way, I haven't been able to come across any school records online since we admitted to Brooke and Teague that I couldn't find this stuff online. Want to head up to the library really quickly? We finished our food way faster than I thought we would. I need like 5 minutes and I can find it.
Well, we have 15 minutes left in the period, so why not?
Odd.
What? Shh. What?
So it turns out Mayor Advent was a huge advocate and supporter in Teague being elected as sheriff. Also note that once Teague and Advent were elected in office, Advent dismantled the entire Greenmont PD into what it is now, a giant sheriff's department. I didn't think he had that kind of power to do that, but he is the mayor. More odd information. The police have apparently been heavily involved in Greenmont High. Just not nearly as much since this new school was built about a decade ago. But since this new school was built and after Teague and after Advent were elected, their history seems to be tied ever since then. Wherever he was, the other was close. Even Johnson is near Teague and Advent, which makes sense why Johnson referred to Teague by his name rather than Sheriff Teague.
Okay, but that was like a tiny detail. But I see what you mean by this town has a weird history. At least the past 10 years have been super weird. Almost conspiracy level weird.
What, you gonna wear that tinfoil hat now too, John?
You find new ways to annoy me, Tiff.
Attention all students, please head to the cafeteria at this time. Again, attention all students, head to the cafeteria at this time. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so glad you all could make it in good time on such short notice. We have 2 surprise appearances today. One, that you can already see, and that is Mayor Advent. He has come to the school to say a few words. I do want to say a quick shout out to Miss Jones for being a great math sub. Now, Mayor Advent would like to say a few words.
Thank you. Now, I have to keep this somewhat brief. Due to this announcement, there's going to be further discussion and meetings with the police department as well as the council. Now, I know our Greenie team was present for the town hall meeting, but I'd like to reiterate. As I'm sure you've noticed, we have 2 new armed guards patrolling the school grounds. This new heightened security is due to the unfortunate and heinous murder of Paul Rogers. I know he was close to some, but he was a friend to all. I offer my deepest condolences. For those of you who have been to town, you may have noticed more police officers patrolling the area. This is to prevent any more incidents from taking place. And lastly, Teague is working around the clock, visiting old and new evidence from previous cases. To further his efforts, I've put myself as director over his case. As you know, this town is very important to me, and your safety as the next generation is very high in my priority list. I want you all to know that we are doing everything we possibly can to try and catch this lunatic before they do any more damage to our peaceful community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Advent, for your encouraging words. I would also like to mention any students affected by this tragedy that there are grief counselors on standby. Now, I'd like to introduce an old student of mine. Some of you may know him, but some of you don't. He is going to be the new math teacher for the school, Jason Myers.
Hello, everyone. It is so good to meet you all.